system that is supposed to be supporting them, is supposed to look after them, does not have enough resources to do that. I am talking about a 6-year-old girl who was removed from a sexually abusive father, only to be placed in 8 different foster homes and 6 different schools over the course of 2 years. I am talking about a family of 4 children whose single-parent mother was placed in jail for possession of meth, and though the children were close to one another, they had to be split up and put into different foster homes around the county. These are true stories that happen every day in foster care and family court system. All across our country, across our state, and right here in our community, almost 660,000 kids are in the foster care and family court system in our country. I am here to stand up for these children. I am here to give every child we serve a fighting chance. CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates for Children. Regular citizens like you and me, volunteers, are appointed by the court who have been trained to help neglected and abused children in the foster care and family court system. They are trained to assure the rights and needs of these children are heard. The CASA program was created in 1977 by a family court judge who could see that the system in place to care for the foster kids was underfunded and overworked. It's not that the people don't care. In fact, like the judge who founded CASA, they care deeply. They are simply too busy to be able to provide the individual advocacy that each child deserves. This family court judge knew that children would have a much better chance if they could rely on a single adult volunteer who was outside of the system and trained to how to advocate for every child's needs. He felt that it was the only way to assure each child in the system had a fighting chance, and he was right. I am standing up for their rights to be safe, their rights to be loved, their rights to have friends, and to live in a safe, embrace, and loving family so they can thrive. Thank you.
Today, there are 946 CASA programs around the country with over 77,000 volunteers, but we are only able to meet the needs of children in the foster care and child welfare systems. Nationally, almost 500,000 children go through the system each year, fending for themselves. I'm here today to stand up for the other 65%. Those 400,000 children who do not have access to a CASA volunteer. I'm here today to ask you to help me fight on behalf of those children until every one of them has a CASA volunteer to protect their rights. And until they are in a safe, loving home where they can thrive. National CASA has set this goal for 2020. This isn't a distant wish. It's an achievable goal, and it requires only 4 things of us. 1, that the city, country, and state systems understand the value of what CASA volunteer can bring, and mandate the appointment of CASA volunteers in their welfare cases. That we have more than double our base of volunteers to meet the need. That we do a better job of recruiting those volunteers from authentic communities, most importantly, African Americans and Latino men. That we increase the CASA funding to at least $40 million annually so that we can assure every volunteer is trained to the best of their ability. Finally, we need to make sure that every policymaker in the local, county, state, federal level understands the struggle of the kids in foster care systems and puts the rights of the children on the top of their priority list. So I'm asking you to join me in this fight, working to achieve this goal. Please, volunteer your time. Help a child if you can. Give whatever support you can. Please help us as we gather support from the judges and policymakers in these cases, and to reach out to more companies, foundations, as well as individual donors, as they all will be able to help us expand. CASA is one of the few stories where incredible people power of 77,000 volunteers have come together to make a real and lasting change. This is one of those few success stories where one person can make a whole difference. I am a CASA supporter. Like you, I'm just one person. Like you, I care about the rights and needs of children and the most vulnerable time in their lives. I'm asking you to join me until every child in need has a CASA volunteer to look out for his or her needs. For many neglected and abused children, their CASA volunteer is the only consistent adult persistence in their life, and that the single volunteer can often be enough to break the cycle of violence and neglection. Not just for one child, but for all generations to come. The children are waiting for us. They're waiting for you. I am for the child.